and then we'll be...
I was gonna say they're not gonna see us. Well, me.
Okay, now how do I get a link to this?
Yes, because I want to watch us.
I wouldn't recommend that because that would scarf up a lot of bandwidth that you're using to maintain
That's
this
right.
call.
Good point. But shut up.
Okay, we have a
He
call.
will never shut up.
Oh.
I don't know why Q&A is disabled. It won't let me enable it, but I don't know. Chat, invite. How do I...
All the people watching us on YouTube live right now, thanks for joining us for this version of troubleshooting.
Who the hell is watching us right now?
Someone who's really dedicated.
I was gonna say, I wonder if there's a way to even tell if anybody's watching us.
it says 0 viewers.
Okay, well there you go.
Let's see, cameraman app. Let's see if that does anything for us. Broadcast settings, as guests join, hide their audio form. No. Plus large video. New guests, no. Nothing important there. How do I get the link? Maybe under settings. No. Here we are, links.
Woo! Do-do-do-do.
Event page. Someone else keeps talking. Let's see. Here we go. Copy. And, oh crap, I don't have Twitter on this. Trillion.
Tweet.
Trillion has my Twitter.
Tweet, 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 tweet.
I have my Audacity up. Saber.
Mine's up.
Big important thing. No, not just up. You need to check and make sure it's recording properly.
Okay.
Let's see. Mine is
I tried it earlier, but I can try again.
It would make me feel comfortable if you did.
Okay, I'm recording now, and it looks like it's recording normally.
Okay. Like the waveform seems to go up and down at a normal interval. You're not getting a lot of mid-level disturbance.
There's a tiny one, but it doesn't look big at all.
Okay. Okay, it's not like at 0.3 or whatever it is?
Oh god, no.
Okay, good. Good. Just listen back and make sure it sounds all right as well.
Alright.
Oops. I'm watching the Never Shut Up Twitter for some interesting goings on. Are there going to be any interesting goings on?
Okay, no, it looks
I
clean
need
to
to
me.
make the Never Shut Up Twitter. I don't know.
What about the one you have already?
I don't think it... Do I have one?
Yeah.
What is it?
Never Shut Up Calm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't done anything with it yet. And I'm sure I will, but I don't know. I forgot that I had it. This project has just taken me so frickin' long.
Shark Tank.
What?
There's a link for Shark Tank on Twitter, and it says that the reason it's recommending it is because it's followed by Heinz Doofenshmirtz.
That's awesome.
I don't know.
You don't think that's awesome?
Somewhat, I suppose.
I think it's awesome. We have an egg for our icon right now
Who has an egg for what icon?
on Twitter.
There.
I think that's just the default.
Act 63 recording live right now is what I just tweeted.
To whom?
On the Spindash Twitter.
Oh yeah. Forgot that was a thing.
It was, but it's my main thing. It's the one that I use for most things, but I think I need to start moving away from using that. It's just my general Twitter.
Yeah.
Let's see. So there's all that. There's chat, which you just put up, which is awesome. Can you link me to the show notes, because I don't have those up on this one.
Where are they? Here we go.
Oh, you got it? Okay.
Or you can do that too. That
I
works.
figured, I don't know if people were like able to just join our group chat and then
I
they'd be
don't
like,
think-
hey, here's our show notes.
I don't think they would be, but really, if they get the show notes there, like, who's it can hurt?
I don't know. Probably
These
that
are some of the
Sukalos guy.
least detailed show notes that we've had. I like that I can do this in Firefox now, that I don't have to go into Chrome.
I like that I don't have to open Skype.
I also like that I don't have to open Skype. Okay. Hey, we actually have one viewer, it says.
Really?
3 viewers.
Oh
Okay.
no, I want to know who they are.
I
no.
would love to know who they are, but
Higgs,
unfortunately...
is that you?
If you're viewing, you should go to the IRC chat.
Yeah, it's on the website, nevershutup.com, and just click on live chat. And I'm gonna go into that. But yeah, we're just a heads up. In this episode, technically has not started yet, but we are totally going to talk about the first episode of Sonic Boom and talk about the 3DS demo, and then shortly after, I'm going to try to get an episode together with some other people and discuss the games as is. So head over to nevershutup.com, click on the live chat, get yourself a screen name, and you can join us by chatting in text form, unfortunately not in audio form.
Yeah, take a hike, all you people who want to talk to us.
That would be complicated and confusing in a way that I cannot manage right now. This is a new format, people. A new format for a new day.
It's a new life, a new venue, a new future.
Indeed.
something Star Trek.
Anyhow, so are we ready to go, guys?
I
Mhm.
believe so.
Everyone has their recording program up?
Yeah, I haven't started recording yet, though.
Okay, it looks like mine's set completely properly. Go ahead and hit record.
All right.
I am recording.
Okay, waveform still looks fine?
Yep.
Cool. If not, then we'll also have this video as a backup.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be a problem.
What? Shut up.
Uh,
I never shut up.
Quit. No, you're not. No. You're not allowed to use that in that context.
You already did.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Anyhow, let's see. Let me adjust my... I think I'm doing something there. Oop.
Hey, there's one of our viewers actually right now.
Okay, wait. I'm trying to adjust my gain because I'm not sure if it's... Might be too loud now.
Oh, now I can't.
Can you hear me?
Now I can
I
hear
can
you.
hear
Okay.
you.
Very cool. So, what say we start this thing, yo?
I would like that.
I need to have the thing up. We're all recording, correct?
Mhm.
Yep.
And I need to mute my IRC if I am able to do that, and I'm not sure how.
Okay, you could just put yourself away on Trillian, and that mutes all the things,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
that's what I do.
Does it? Oh, okay. Then I will do that, and I will set myself away. Okay. Awesome. So let's get to working on their Spindash Act 63. Are we ready, people?
I
Oh,
think
sure.
I am moderately ready, yes.
Let's do a sync clap
Okay.
in 3, 2, 1.
Crap.
Close enough. It doesn't matter. If it picked up a loud sound, I am satisfied.
Yay!
Okay. So Spindash Act 63 Redux, recorded tonight on November 10th, and all the et ceteras that are associated with that. Are we ready, people?
You already
I
asked that.
am moderately ready, yes.
Let's make some magic. Ready. 3, 2, 1. Hey, Spindash listeners! It is the Spindash Act 63, your audio source for everything blue wrapped and spiky. It has been a year or something?
Oh, more than that.
Probably. Yeah, things have been going nutso crazy, everything, because
We've been a little busy.
we've been very, very busy. Between moving to other states and getting jobs and losing said jobs and moving back to other states and finding other jobs, and it's been a chaotic year. But we are back. We are hosting through a new site now, which is technically the same site, but with a new URL and a new, bigger hickey-do. But the Spindash shall always be what the Spindash be, and that is your audio source for everything blue wrapped and spiky. I am your host as always, GX. We also have Evil Dr. Reef with us.
Nice going.
And Saber Pilot.
I'm here.
So, the new Spindash format is a bit more abbreviated. Otherwise, it's more or less the same caliber of discussion you've come to expect from us. Sorry to disappoint you on that front.
Oh.
Let's kick things off with the star post this week. What have we been doing relating to Sonic? Reef, what have you been up to?
I have been recording a podcast about Sonic.
Yeah.
Also, I tried out the demo for Sonic Boom and watched the cartoon of Sonic Boom, both of which we will be talking about shortly, so I really won't be getting into those very much.
Very indeed. You've been at least keeping up with the comic series.
Yeah, actually, I think that the comic has been better now than it really was kind of leading up to the Genesis Wave stuff. I feel like it's got a very strong bunch of momentum going on right now, and I think Sonic Universe, too, has been a little bit better than it had been in the past, actually.
And I think you are way more caught up than I have. I basically spent Friday about a week or two ago just going out to the comic store and saying, do I have this one yet? No. Do I have this one yet? No. Do I have this one yet? No. So I have this big, nice stack of Sonic comics. Most of the I guess the Knuckles and Shadow arcs or something going on in Universe, and a couple things from the mainline series, which I am so far behind on that I haven't even read yet. But I did get to read one comic that's related to Sonic, and I did get Sonic Boom #1 from Archie.
Ah, good. Was that terrible?
No. I think it was a pretty decent preview for the cartoon.
The way you said that, though, it sounded like you hesitated. I don't know.
You do have a point there.
No, it's all right. We're going to talk about the cartoon structure later, but I would say it is fairly on par with the cartoon, I think. I think that it may have not necessarily continuity, but let's just say that issues are probably going to have more connection to other issues than episodes in the show are going to have connection to other episodes.
That makes sense in some respect. I think I see where you're coming from.
And then Jeffrey St. John will show up.
Oh God.
We can only hope. The album art for this episode should be the new Penders art we found out about.
Oh, come on. You don't want to scare everyone away after it's been a year and several months.
I think he does.
But I never need a good excuse to scare everyone away. That's just how we roll here. But yeah, it's all right. I recommend it. It has not hit the stride that Sonic X did as a comic series, but I think
it's only been one issue, right?
Yeah, I think it'll probably find its own after a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not even sure how long this comic series is actually going to last, because
I was going to say, is it going to be a mini-series, do you think, or is it just going to be... You have no idea, do you?
I don't think they've announced how long they're actually going to go with it, but Sonic X did last for a while. I want to say 50 issues.
Oh, wow. That's more than I expected.
Maybe. I could be wrong on that, but I would have to look. It might be 50, it might be 25. It was a nice, clean number. It might even have been 40. But it
That's
went
still
on
a
for
lot
a while.
more. That's still a lot more than I would have anticipated.
It was a good series. No matter what you think of Sonic X as the cartoon, which in my case is not very high, the Sonic X comic itself was actually really funny. They took a lot of crazy liberties with it, we'll say. Eggman as a pro wrestler, and one of the president's aide eventually, who was actually in the cartoon, tried to get revenge on Sonic by creating an evil super team. It was bizarre and funny. So if you ever have a chance to read the
issues, by the way. It was 40 issues, by the way, so you were right the second time.
One of my numbers was correct.
It was a round even number, so you were correct.
I am happy to be right eventually than to never have been right at all.
I'm still waiting for the long-awaited Chris Thorndike spinoff.
I hope that never happens in any given branch universe, ever.
It's just him and the X-Tornado. solving mysteries and crimes across the globe.
Solving space crimes.
Yes. So, Saber, what have you been up to?
I've actually been keeping up, well, okay, yeah, I haven't been reading the comics, and I did watch the episode, which we'll get into later. But one thing I have been doing that does include Sonic is playing Smash on the 3DS with Sonic as a character.
Good point.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was in that.
Which I don't know. They changed his character. I don't know. The feel of his character is a bit different than the last one.
He's better.
He is better. He doesn't seem as heavy though. But that may be for the best based on his actual gameplay. But that has been how
things now.
Huh?
You can actually KO things now.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point too. But yeah, I've been doing that, and I think I may be one of the only people who actually plays as him.
I was playing against a friend of the show, Knuckles87, and frequent IRC visitor, Higgs.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Knuckles was using Sonic pretty often.
Okay, that makes me feel better then.
He was doing pretty decently with it. Sonic, I think, he's not one of my main characters. I don't think I've just taken the time to figure him out.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's just kind of like, I like Pac-Man so much. I like all these other characters so much. I just want to play as Duck Hunt Dog. I just want to play as Lucina. I just want to play as all these other new characters. It's not like I want to abandon Sonic. It's just he doesn't necessarily always complement the way I like to play.
No, that's understandable. Yeah.
It's kind of hard to figure out because almost all of his special moves are related to some sort of spin attack. Mm-hmm. So it's like I'm trying to figure out what's the difference between this spin attack and this spin attack? They almost seem to do the same thing. How do I figure out which is which?
Yeah, I never could get my head around the, spin dash and then whatever the forward B is supposed to be. I don't know.
I always felt like one was more of a chainsaw spin and one was more of a side spin. I don't know. It feels different to me. I can't quite describe it.
I'm sure there's something to it. I mean, there has to be, but it's one of the reasons why I really want to unlock more custom stuff for him so I can maybe figure some stuff out or maybe make some attacks a little bit more distinct.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I've been enjoying that, and like I said, I watched the new cartoon of Boom, so we're gonna be getting into that later, so I don't want to say too much.
Yeah. Well, actually, how about more or less we just get right into that? Our spin cycle this week. We are going to be talking about Sonic Boom because that is the big Sonic media push for this year, because every year has some sort of big media push.
It's not the year of Luigi, it's the year of Sonic.
So let's just start off with our initial expectations of the series. Whenever it was just getting into the lead up of it, they gave us some teasers, they gave us some trailers, they gave us some images, they gave us the initial image, and just people freaked the F out over. Remember the silhouettes?
Oh God, yes.
Oh, just remember how
yes.
insane people got over. Oh
over
my!
Knuckles?
Over everything, like just everyone was just so befuddled, and yeah, especially Knuckles,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I really just never could wrap my head around any of that whole decision. But I mean, it was just funny to watch people who really cared about Sonic just explode, like what they usually do.
Yeah.
That's pretty frequent, but it was more funny this time because it was something so drastic.
It was like watching the movie Scanners and watching people have that reaction where their entire brains imploded upon their screens upon viewing that image.
Oh yeah, that's a really good way of saying that.
I prefer to think of it as like Aliens, with some solid chest burster action with just bile spewing out.
That's a good image too. I like that image.
I love the internet.
So aside from making fun of people freaking out over basically nothing, eventually we did get the character designs, and they were
Different.
fairly, yeah, they were different. Sonic has solid blue arms. They all have some sort of clothing item, I guess, except Knuckles. Knuckles kind of does. They've all got like crazy sports tape designs. Tails fully decked out with goggles. Let's get to Knuckles for a second, because I know that
he's steampunk.
He was the big point of contention, and from the start I was always, you know what, it seems a little bit weird now, but I get why they did it, and I know that everyone is going to get used to it.
Okay,
and guess what everyone did?
Let's back up. Why did they do it?
Okay.
I want to hear this.
No. There is actual legitimate logic behind why they would do something like that. One of the big things about Sonic as a franchise is, if you look at the characters, they are so very based on a very similar character, like a very similar character design structure.
Right, right. They've got the same base. That's how a lot of people who do animated shows do their characters.
Not entirely, but there is a method in animation to help make your characters more distinct, which is more or less that you want your characters identifiable by their silhouette.
Mm.
And
I see.
Part of that is that, hey, part of it is also that, hey, you want to be able to look at Knuckles and identify, okay, what is his role? Well, he has the big, crazy, broad shoulders. He's probably strong. Sonic is is like tall and lean, has these skinny, lanky arms. He's probably fast or nimble or something. Tails has the goggles, he has the side thing, he has a belt, he's always in a plane. Hey, you know what? He's a tech guy. He knows what he's doing. And it is very much like a kid-related thing.
Mm-hmm.
It is. And honestly, I'm happy that they did something with it, because I as much as I still have affection for all the old designs, it is kind of a situation where, you know, all these characters kind of do look similar. Yeah. And I'm glad they're having,
they do.
Like, until we get to Vector, like we're just all looking at the same type of character with slightly different proportions and this big cartoon head with the same kind of eyes and the same kind of face muzzle stuff. And I think this did really help make the characters a little bit more distinct, and I think it makes looking at 4 characters on a screen, or actually in this case 5, which we'll get to in a bit, 5 characters on a screen, much more distinct.
Yeah, I think you're probably right about that. And really, I was never super against it just because I don't care at this point. You know what? If they change things, they change things. It has nothing to do with me. So,
Reef,
I don't know.
I think at the very most, Reef, the attitude I expect from you is they look dumb, and that I'll laugh about that.
yeah, that's about right because, I mean, I never got over Sonic not being little and pot-bellied, so any change from this point on is not going to faze me any.
I don't know. Maybe it just didn't bother me as much because I came late into it, but I never saw a problem with it. I kind of got the feel that they were going for an aviator thing with him, which kind of makes sense. So
He does fly a plane and also build them.
and fly himself with his tails, probably.
That's kind of like tantamount to Sonic.
That was never part of the canon. You're making this crap up.
But I mean, that didn't bother me. Knuckles was the one that took a lot more getting used to from me.
Well, yeah. I think the only thing that really confuddles me is the amount of athletic tape that everybody has.
No, I mean,
it is
that
very
doesn't bother
silly.
me.
I think I kind of have to reference the VG Cats, where it was a situation where I guess Scott drew. Wait a minute, these Sonic characters look familiar, and then a small poster falls down and reveals behind it the current version of the Ninja Turtles.
Oh God.
Because they also have a lot of athletic tape, so
They do, yeah.
I mean,
And
not
the
being an
Power
athlete,
Rangers.
I don't know what athletic tape's all about, so I guess
And Dragon Ball Z. And
I don't think they had athletic tape in Dragon
yes,
Ball
they
Z.
do. Oh, yes, they do. Especially Yamcha. Yeah, and Tien. They do.
I'm gonna Google that because I don't
Okay.
believe you.
But a lot of fighting shows, like, oh, and God, Mortal Kombat, they have a ton of that.
But athletic tape aside, we were also introduced to the new character they're introducing to the series. I mean, every Sonic cartoon has some new characters.
Yeah.
This one du jour is actually an animal character though, so
It's not a little boy.
it's not a boy. It's not whatever indescribable horrors you see in Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog or Sonic Underground.
It's not Big the Cat.
It's not Chip.
It's not Chip. I would watch Chip in this show.
It's not Black Doom.
It is not Black Doom. Two characters that never appeared in any Sonic cartoon. But no, it is Styx the Badger. And the way they introduced Styx was that she is, and I'm guessing this will come up in the games because the games are set to be a prequel, I guess, to the cartoon series.
Oh.
That they actually found Styx out as a loner in the wilderness, and that she's still kind of a suspicious
Psychotic.
on her own, having a hard time opening up.
Paranoid?
Paranoid, yes.
Basically the state of Montana.
But yeah, her characterization in the cartoon is that she is obsessed with figuring things out, and just that the government or evil villains or corporations are always scheming and planning and causing things.
Like
She
the
would
state
love
of Montana.
tinfoil. She would love tinfoil.
But
That would be the best present for her ever. Do you realize?
But the humorous part to that is that she's right. Like, whenever it's mentioned, like, I don't know. I guess it's implied that her paranoia is justified in the end.
It is, but I'm not sure that's a message. I'm not sure what to make of that message, I guess, is what I want to think about.
I think the moral of the story here is watch Coast to Coast or listen to Coast AM.
Because
I
obviously,
thought the lesson here was chemtrails and follow the money.
Yeah,
I was going to say, because
exactly.
obviously
Coast to
that's a
Coast
lesson
AM.
we want 10-year-old children to follow through.
But after we were kind of introduced, they did give us this short snippet of animation that had just gave like a sample of the
Bouncing.
dialogue and the characters and like the first couple minutes of the show, and it literally did become the first couple minutes of the very first episode.
Yep.
Then,
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed is not the word I'm looking for. I don't know. It was just kind of
Unexpected.
yeah.
Like,
I was expecting it to be
Yeah.
something that wasn't the very first thing I saw when I watched the show.
and that's actually that kind of goes into. I know back in the IRC before, I was talking to one of our frequent users, Blaster or Blastig, and I was coercing him to watch the show, but he watched about the first 3 minutes and then just turned it off. And I asked him why, and I think he was under the impression that it was going to be a not very good action show. Which, if you take the first 3 minutes of that series and just
that's
try to extend that out, you might be convinced that it is an action show that just doesn't necessarily go much farther than an Underground or Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog or something like that.
I think that they really should have led with the second episode because that one's a lot. I'm hoping more what the tone of the show is going to be like, and it's much further of a deviation from typical Sonic media, and I think they should have led with that if that's going to be how the show ends up.
I also agree, but I also, for me, the characterizations are a lot more fleshed out in the second episode, and I feel like the first episode is as much of a teaser as the original teasers they showed us.
It's definitely super a pilot, and you can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we might as well just get into the show itself. Unfortunately, I consider it a bit of a kiss of death. Friend of the show, Knuckles, was trying to convince me otherwise. That since it is like its company right now is like Tenkai Knights and Teen Titans Go in that time period. Plus, it is a time period where they're airing a lot of, I guess, preparing for a lot of Pokemon episodes as well. So,
Yeah.
for me, for me, it's a kiss of death. But at the same time, maybe for the demographic they are trying to reach, that is the right time for it.
I disagree on the grounds that I was never up before like 10 on a Saturday.
Agreed.
I absolutely was, and there was a time when I would be waiting so impatiently for 8 o'clock to roll around, because in any other time, 8 o'clock is when the actual Saturday morning cartoons started.
But, I mean, to me, because of where they put it, I feel like Cartoon Network doesn't really care about the show, and they're only putting it on the air because they're contractually obligated.
I kind of feel the same way.
I think a best way for me to try to figure that out is to do a little bit of live research.
Woo!
I mean,
We're all high tech now.
they might be using the same logic as was used for Korra.
And take it off the air to get better ratings.
Possibly, but try to stick it.
Let's take it off the air. That'll make sure that it succeeds.
Yes, obviously.
I don't see anything immediately on the website for Cartoon Network suggesting that they have it online. They have Lego Chima stuff, but I think Lego probably has more straight-up agreements with Cartoon Network.
Well, on that same token, I've not seen yet a commercial for it on Cartoon Network.
No, it is a really silent, quiet launch, and I'm just wondering if Cartoon Network just isn't expecting much from it, if Sega just
take off.
if Sega just hasn't provided them with the backup that they would want to really actually legitimately launch this show. I mean, that said, I don't follow Disney XD, and I hear
Get Disney XD.
and I guess I hear that Pac-Man does all right, despite the fact that it is complete and utter garbage.
But here's back to the question: do they promote Pac-Man in any like?
I have no clue, but I know they sell a crap ton of toys for it, and I think that's one of the things they're ramping up with Sonic.
Well, I would imagine that's probably true, but yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of a it's a shame, really, that they put it on at some time that I don't think it's going to get any airplay. I completely forgot it was even on until you told me about it, and then I forgot to set my DVR because it's like, who even thinks about Saturday morning at 7?
Apparently I do, because I actually woke up early enough to catch it live.
Yeah, but you're like how I am with Gundam.
I suppose.
You'll do that because this is a genre and a specific show you love.
I do that because of that, and also because I host a Sonic podcast.
That too, but I mean,
Yeah, but you
at
could
least
technically
both
have
of you can
DVR'd
watch it live. I don't even have cable.
True enough. But beyond that, so let's just start off with the first episode, the sidekick. This episode starts off with effectively Robotnik getting a pretty bad hit on Tails as he's flying, and Sonic, racked with guilt, is looking to replace him with a new sidekick, to a humorous degree, because I guess one of the original characters of the show, who is Reef, use words to describe him.
Are we talking about that beaver guy?
Yeah.
Yes.
He is kind of like a cross between Droopy and someone who is a hypochondriac.
That's
Antoine.
exactly who I thought the first time he talked.
Droopy and Antoine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Without
I
the
didn't think of
French.
Antoine. I was thinking Droopy, but that works too.
And as a result, both
Whee!
Eggman and Tails also apply for the position of sidekick.
Oh,
Despite
and
the-
Amy Rose.
And Amy,
and
Amy Rose,
I
Knuckles.
wanted
This
Amy
is,
Rose to win. This is my favorite incarnation of Amy Rose. She's the least
Really?
offensive so far.
Really?
even compared to the comic.
Really?
Oh, good point. Good point. I forgot about the comic, which is weird because I'm the one keeping up on it and you're not.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, you're right. She's the second least offensive.
She's
hey,
always
anyone who
offensive.
can sing like that. That was funny
You
when she
mean
was singing. I like
loud?
that.
You mean loud? Anyone who can sing loud?
I mean, I can sing loud. Doesn't mean it's good.
That doesn't mean she does it good either.
I hope she gets to be Knuckles' sidekick.
Oh yeah, Knucklesetta. Or Knucklesette, or whatever he said at the end there.
Knucklesina?
I mean, and Knuckles.
Sure.
Knuckles showed up. Knuckles applied, and that was kind of funny because he applied for Sonic to be his sidekick.
That is
which I thought was.
That was my favorite joke in that episode. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think we're out of the plot description and into the actual episode. So
Yeah.
Sorry.
if you make it past the initial part from the beginning that they teased, then you will quickly realize, this actually isn't an action cartoon. This is a straight up bizarre,
Comedy.
crazy comedy.
Yes.
It's a Sonic sitcom, basically.
Oh God.
It kind of is. But not.
God.
But not even to the extent that like the Looney Tunes show was.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I feel like Looney Tunes show is a deconstruction of that genre rather than just being a sitcom.
Kinda, sorta. But yeah, my first impression of the series was that of all the humor in it, I would say about 75% hit pretty well, and 25% just was super, super awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of where it falls apart is the fact that you kind of expect a certain thing from these characters, and their personalities are fairly different than what we're sort of used to. And I feel like that's
Yeah.
where some of the awkwardness comes in. It's like I don't really necessarily expect Sonic to say this or Knuckles to do that or Eggman to be like this. And I mean, over the years, I think it's progressed in that direction. But this is more of a like this is way further out than I feel like the franchise has gone up until this point with their personalities. They're kind of caricatures of themselves in a lot of ways.
And honestly, I like that. I kind of summarized the show to people that this was Sonic tolerating his dumb friends, the series.
Yeah, I like it to a point, but I think that's where a lot of the awkwardness came in for me. It's like this is kind of strange. I think I'd like this better if this wasn't Sonic themed.
I felt like I was watching the real world with Sonic characters.
That's kind of about right, yeah.
I feel bad saying that, but I mean, they didn't. It felt forced. It felt forced that they were living together in the first place.
Well, they weren't living together. I mean, Sonic and Tails live in one place, and then everyone else lives wherever else.
But they're all there at the same point, and they all seem to only be
Well, that's
together.
why it's a sitcom. Haven't you ever watched Seinfeld?
Oh, that's true.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, think about, we're getting into second episode territory, but, I mean, Robotnik came to live with Sonic and Tails. He didn't come to live with everyone.
I guess that's true. Everyone just came along for the like a sitcom. That's true.
Wait a minute. No, keep going. I'm just brainstorming.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
So, for me, it just kind of, to me, everything that they did nonchalantly, whenever they were just sticking to like the dry, sarcastic humor, I love that stuff.
Mhm.
Yes.
Like that was hilarious. It was just whenever they tried to play it up or ham it up or just be
Try
over
too
the
hard?
top. Yeah,
Mhm.
it just felt like they were trying way too hard
Yeah.
on some. And I think that's probably the biggest criticism of what you probably have with Styx, because Styx is that way all the time.
I
Yeah.
actually kind of like Styx. I thought it was kind of funny.
I like Styx too. I think that
I
that she needs to, let's say, hone the character a little bit more, like
Mhm.
get the tone a little bit better.
Well, I mean, she only had like 4 lines in the whole, and she wasn't even in the first one.
She was
So-
not.
So I'm
Still-
kind of interested in seeing more about her character in general because, again, these felt so piloty that it's kind of hard to tell what's going on yet.
That's very
So
true.
I think that's taking us into, can an evil genius crash on your couch for a few days?
Oh, I did like this episode a lot more than the first one.
Oh yeah, it was by and away much better
It
than
was
the first one.
It was absolutely a superior episode. I recommend, if you're on the fence, just skip the sidekick and go straight to the second
Mhm.
one.
I'll agree.
It is, the plot of this episode is Eggman says, "Hey, my thing got my base, it just got wiped out. Can I crash with you, Sonic and Tails, just for a couple days while I get back on my feet?" And so it progresses to Robotnik being the absolute worst possible roommate, to getting threatened into becoming the best, ridiculously so possible, overbearing roommate, and it winding up exactly how you would expect and how Styx described it to be.
Oh my god. I wanted to say that actually my favorite part was actually it was in the trailer for the show, was the Amy therapy session.
Yeah,
I absolutely adored that because
that's why Amy's great.
no, that was the one point where I actually decided, okay, maybe she's not so bad.
Okay, Reef, you just posted something. You now have to read that on air.
Oh, okay. So when I mentioned Seinfeld earlier, I was like, now which one of these characters is who? So I've determined that Sonic is Seinfeld, and George is Knuckles, of course, and Amy's Elaine, and Styx is Kramer because that's really the only person that Styx could be out of that whole series. And then I determined that Tails was too competent to be any character from Seinfeld.
Well, you know what? You know who's... I was going to say, you know who's Newman then, of course.
Well,
Yes, I was
obviously
just
Robotnik,
going
yeah.
to say. I was just about to say.
Of course it's Robotnik.
But yeah,
Man.
I do think that this is where the series really came into its own. It started to hit the jokes better. It started to get a stronger sense of pacing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it just kind of established the characters in a much stronger way, aside from, well, except for Knuckles, who I guess really didn't have much role in here.
Not
Yeah.
really, no.
I think the first one probably established Knuckles better.
A little bit better, yeah. I feel like the format of the series might be a little bit better if there are more episodes where there's not some kind of action sub piece. because I mean the one in the second episode was pretty good, but I mean I'm just thinking like the funniest parts of both episodes I think were just kind of them bantering around the house.
And
Yeah.
and for me, it just kind of speaks to I feel like the character models are okay.
Mhm.
I think that the animation itself is still kind of a little bit jerky. Like it
Yeah,
still
I can
feels
see
very
that.
stilted.
Mhm.
I do not care for their mouth movements yet. I don't think they match up very well, and I just feel like the characters themselves just move so rigidly. It
Mhm.
doesn't feel natural yet, which I'm willing to give them because Ninja Turtles kind of had a similar issue pretty early on in the series, and after a couple episodes, they were able to get through that and get acclimatized, and now they're one of the best CG cartoons on TV.
Yeah, I know what you mean because I saw the first few Turtles episodes, and it did seem comparative to what I've witnessed of trailers and other episodes later on that the start was kind of stilted, basically.
hmm But they
But I mean,
learn.
as far as the character models themselves, I like the way that they are, you know, designed. I think that the scenery and the color palette and everything is very vibrant. It looks
I do
really
like that.
nice.
It is,
The
and
animation, I think, is where it needs work.
they do something that no other Sonic game or no other Sonic cartoon has ever done, and actually take that Green Hill Zone scenery
Hmm.
and turn it into a place rather than just hey, let's abandon everything in the Sonic games and make him a freedom fighter. Hey, let's have this big crazy drug trip where everything's crazy in
Oh
Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Let's go to the dingy, crappy, nonsensical future in Underground, and F all for Sonic X. Let's just, I don't know,
You know what though?
ever.
On that note, I will say the number one thing I did love in the first episode was that Sonic can't swim.
That was pretty amusing,
That was
actually.
beautiful. I almost
appreciated
cried
that.
with joy
Uh,
at that scene.
There's been episodes, or there's been series where they do take that into account. That's a big plot point in Sonic X, actually.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's Sonic X, so at that point, I'm not sure I'm watching the series.
I suppose. I mean, I get the sense that this is the series that actually looks at the Sonic games and does take actual inspiration and elements from it,
Mhm.
as
Yeah.
opposed to every other Sonic series, which has looked at them and said, "Eh,
Yeah,
we can do whatever."
Yeah.
I'll agree with that, and I love it. I actually do adore that part of it. I think that's brilliant.
Except for Old Man Owl, he is totally canon to the games.
Coming this fall, Old Man Owl the spinoff.
But
No.
I think the part that disappointed me the most was just that I liked the insides of the episodes themselves,
hmm
but it feels like everything surrounding it, the sound, basically the music, the sound design, the intro, the ending, the title cards, just felt so really low budget.
Hmm.
Like
The
it just
title cards were surprisingly low budget. I was like, this is the title card for real?
yeah. It just felt bizarre to me, especially coming from a series like Sonic where the intro music to everything is just so freaking off the wall, bombastic,
Yeah.
butt rock, Crush 40 insanity,
Hmm.
that going from that
Yeah.
to just kind of a generic action music just felt weird.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it might be because it's such early days, but I hope that it gets a little bit better.
Me too. I think it would be hard to change something like that over time without a straight up season change.
Hmm.
hmm
Which, I mean, let's be honest. I'm not even sure if they're going to make a second season yet until we get some solid numbers.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say it's based on where it's been placed on the network. It doesn't seem like they're all that interested.
I'm seriously hoping if they are able to improve on what they've shown in these first couple episodes, I think they can have something like positively decent. It is better than the Pac-Man cartoon.
Oh my
I
God,
haven't even
yes.
seen the Pac-Man cartoon just because you've said so many bad things about it.
I'm going to
I've
show
seen-
you episodes of the Pac-Man cartoon.
Okay, I've seen clips. I don't need to see any more than that.
Like, and you're talking about the modern Pac-Man cartoon, right, Saber?
Yes.
Good.
I like
Although
the
it's
70s
not-
Pac-Man cartoon for some reason.
No, the 70s is a whole different beast than what's out there now.
Well, I mean, that's true
Well,
of
they're
everything.
both terrible. Let's be
Yes,
honest.
but let's
I
be
mean-
honest. But the 70s has a nostalgic feel. This new one feels like somebody threw up
No,
over a network.
you are not allowed to say that the 70s Pac-Man cartoon has a nostalgia feel.
I am, because I
That
like
series
it.
is that series is also terrible.
It doesn't
It is
matter if it's
terrible.
I
Okay,
still
it
like
is terrible, but it's terrible in the same way that Link keeps saying, "Excuse me, princess."
No, it's terrible. No.
It's
Link
terrible
doing
in a
that
slightly
was at
different way
least
than that.
attached to maybe 2/10 of a decent cartoon. This doesn't even get 2/10. I would say 1/10 is being generous.
But no, the new series absolutely blows, and I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Oh God, I
This
don't
has
know why they made it.
This Sonic Boom has personality.
Yes.
Like, I think they're still trying to come to grips with some of that personality, but I think that they get that it does have personality.
Yeah. And
And-
I'm really, really happy with the way that they've portrayed some of the characters without them being completely obnoxious, because I feel like if they had gone slightly more in the direction of being a caricature with Eggman, that it would be not all that funny at all. But he's just the right balance of being sort of incompetent and also being semi-competent, that it works.
I'm just going to go right out and say it. This is the first time Sonic has had serious, actual attitude since Jaleel White.
That's a good point, actually. I actually did like Sonic a lot, and I think that it's funny to just describe the series as Sonic living with his idiot friends.
Yeah.
And George Costanza.
Oh. Yeah.
So I guess that kind of wraps it up. Like, our hopes and aspirations going forward are just continue with just continue to refine and hone, filter out some of the awkward overreaches, and just focus on maybe having the little bit downplayed, nonchalant humor.
Mhm.
At least
And
that's
my
what I
hope
hope
is-
for.
My hope is that they get a better time slot. I don't
Oh.
know that. I don't know that I can obviously that there's any room for that, because it seems like anything they put in there they've already decided. But I can hope.
I mean, that's a big thing for me. I feel like that if people could actually see this cartoon, that they would like it. But they haven't put any commercials out that I've seen.
No.
It's at 7 a.m. on Saturday morning when all the kids are probably asleep. So, I don't know. I think this really, the only people who know about it are probably people who care about Sonic enough to find out stuff like this online. And it really is disheartening to me, because I think that they could pull in some pretty decent numbers if they put it on in the early afternoon, or maybe in the day, like 11 a.m., 12 p.m. kind of time. And I don't know.
God, even if they put it the after school hour or something
that's
like
what I was
that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think it might just be my age. Like, the problem is I don't know how kids consume cartoons anymore.
Usually after school most of the time now.
But even then,
Well, I mean,
like,
that's been true for eternity, because I remember Toonami was always on as soon as I'd come home from school.
Well, that's
But-
what I mean. Yeah.
but either
Is this
after
kind of
school
like an
or
after-school
even,
thing?
but even before school on weekdays,
Yeah.
it feels like that would be it seems like that would be an acceptable place for it.
Yeah, if this was on at 7 a.m. on a weekday, that'd be perfectly acceptable, because the kids are getting up, they're having breakfast, the parents are, getting them ready for school. But this is on Saturday. None of that's happening on a Saturday.
No.
Well, at any rate, they are at least helping out a little bit by having the associated game.
Yes.
And
I feel like the
like
game
the
was
games-
coming first, though.
it almost did. Like, it is pretty darn close between the two.
No, I
The
mean, I
game-
feel like the game was coming out, and they were like, hey, let's make a cartoon.
I mean, it's kind of that. I think that Big Red Button did do a lot of the initial design that led to the cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
and Big Red Button is the developer of the Wii U game, just for clarification.
Okay.
So I think that it wouldn't surprise me in the least if they did most of the actual character designs, voice acting choices, that kind of stuff, and then hand it off to a company that would be able to better manage the meat of the show itself.
The animation.
Right.
That
Exactly.
makes sense.
Animation, writing, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm hoping that the game helps promote it a little bit. I'm hoping that they can at least get some commercials and some awareness on Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
Cartoon Network at least cared enough to give them an intro graphic to the show,
That is caring for Cartoon Network.
but not very much beyond that. I think at the very
sadly.
least, I think they have to get it on the website. Like, it's not even on iTunes.
Wow.
It's not even. So, Freestar is saying in the chat here, I've heard the game is bad. I haven't read a lot of reviews myself. I think that some of the early reviews from that at least Knuckles has informed me of have been fairly positive. I don't necessarily know exactly, but we'll see. We'll see, because the opposite to that is what I've heard on Radio Free Nintendo, and it's really hard to get good, solid impressions from Radio Free Nintendo on a Sonic game, because it is Sonic
Biased?
just isn't there. No, not biased. They just don't. They haven't really enjoyed Sonic. I don't think it's their type of game, we'll say.
I see. Okay.
I figure we'll probably do the game on a separate episode at this point, right?
The plan right now is I am going to probably not have you guys on the game episode, just because
the demo.
don't think you'll be getting the game. But no, I think we are going to discuss the demo, though.
Oh, we are right now? Okay.
Yeah, sure, why not? But, sure. So, directly after the Nintendo Direct, that was it last week, I think, at this point? It had to be.
I guess it would have been.
I think
there,
so.
right?
Yeah.
Directly after the Direct, they announced, hey, right after this Direct, there's going to be a Sonic Boom 3DS demo out, and you can download it. So, yeah. I quickly downloaded it, and then I pestered you guys, too, for several days in which you just ignored me.
No, it was more the fact that I didn't actually... Well, you mentioned it once to me, but I didn't actually get to see the whole Direct. So I didn't actually get to hear that.
I told you to download the demo.
Today.
And I told Reef to... No, I told you to download the demo the day after it came out.
I don't remember that. I honestly don't. I'm sorry.
And Reef just never does anything I ask him to anymore.
Well, that's because I don't. You don't do any of the things I ask you. So
I do most of the things you ask me to.
you haven't watched G Gundam yet.
Where do I watch G Gundam?
The internet.
That you need to be more specific. I provide you with links.
Well, I'll probably forget, but I'll remind you someday.
So I played the 3DS demo of Sonic Boom. Reef, you spent a little bit of time on it, as far as I can tell, but you at least got through all 3 levels.
Yeah, I played through all the levels and everything. Yeah, I played it a couple times actually. But I mean, as far as the game goes, it's fine, I guess. I'm really not all that impressed by it, to be perfectly honest.
It's not. It does. I mean, my whole perspective on this game is I'm coming to it as a licensed game more than I'm coming to it as a Sonic game. And as a licensed game, I think it's decent. I think it doesn't I don't think it's necessarily just a straight-up Sonic game. Like, it just isn't.
I mean, the thing that I had the most problem with is that I feel like it's trying to do way too much with... I mean, I don't know. I was having a really hard time adapting to the controls as they were being told to me, and I couldn't figure out for the life of me why there was a separate dash button, why I couldn't just run like I always do in the Sonic game. And switching between characters was kind of a pain because I never knew what the game was expecting me to have. I don't know. I feel like are so many things in this game that are unrefined. The game idea is a solid, straightforward kind of thing, but then all the things they want you to do with this idea are so extraneous that I was having a hard time kind of adjusting to it.
For me, it felt like more than anyone, you should just be Sonic, and then switch to someone else as need be.
Mm-hmm. See, I was actually having a much more enjoyable time as Tails, but I kept having to switch to all the other different characters to do various things. But I was only Sticks like one time, I think, and I was only Knuckles like twice because I had to dig through stuff.
They don't ask you to do very much. I think, Saber, have you muted yourself? Did she have to go somewhere, or?
I don't know.
I just didn't think I would have much to add to this discussion.
Oh, okay. I was wondering why you muted yourself.
Sorry.
But it feels like I would expect maybe like a licensed movie game to feel, or a Disney Channel, hey, this is our new Phineas and Ferb game for this year to feel.
That's not a good thing.
No, it's not the best thing, but I think it's at least on the higher end of that. What I got out of it is, whenever I was playing as Sonic, I really liked his air dash attack.
Well, yeah.
That was absolutely a fun move that I enjoyed. I liked the way that it just kept asking you to link all these moves together to, like, swing on the grapple point, then home attack on an enemy, then grab onto the next grapple point. It was a little tough because the grapple points themselves didn't give you a whole lot of time to attach to them.
At least they gave you a double jump.
It was good that they gave you double jump. I don't think it's a very useful double jump, but it's at least something.
No. I mean, I feel like there are really good ideas in the game, and maybe because it's a demo. I doubt that, given that it's a demo, they're going to change much or anything. But
for me, I'm just looking at this and thinking, if they hone things towards maybe one character per section, and they made it just a bit more complicated later in the game, because I mean, it's just based on look and feel. This is probably the first stage in the game.
Well, yeah.
But if it became more complicated, if they asked you to string more actions together, then it still has that just kind of tactile feel of just getting to do a bunch of homing attacks in a row to take out a bunch of enemies, to grab onto this enemy, take off their shield, and then attack them. And it's kind of nice that you don't have to switch characters that much, because every character has their own little thing, but most of them control the same way.
Yeah. I think that really what I would have preferred, though, is something more like the race stage, where I didn't really have to switch characters that much, and I was basically not having to remember that this button's the jump and this one's the dash for some reason, and then the A button I always was pretty good at remembering. But I don't know, it just felt so, I don't know, fragmented at points, and I don't know. It's hard to explain what I mean, because it's like I just couldn't figure out why I had to hold in a button to dash, and I guess that's probably just something completely weird coming from someone who played video games all their life. But it was just,
it's different. Like I said, it's not a regular Sonic game. It is not like it's just a straight up what we are used to Sonic Rush Adventure, anything like that Sonic game. It is just kind of different, doing its own thing.
I guess so. But I did like the boss stage a lot. That was pretty cool.
It was really easy.
Well, yeah.
Like it was stupid easy, but
I'm probably sure that they will make them a little more harder as you advance through the game. But I mean, that was something that I really did enjoy, and it felt really, I don't know, I guess well put together, and I don't know, it just reminded me of the special stages from Sonic 2, except without Tails blowing up all the time.
I'm gonna make a weird comparison that I don't think many listeners are going to have a lot of context to.
It felt like Professor Layton.
No. What? I wish it felt like Professor Layton. But to me, it actually, it almost kind of felt like a better version of Sonic Rivals for the PSP.
I have never played that game.
Nope. No
No,
context
like I said,
whatsoever.
like I said, because it was the PSP, I really doubt a lot of our listener base has played it, just
Mhm.
based on pure PSP numbers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But it kind of it suffers from some of the same problems that the level design is kind of weird. They kind of want you to string things together. They do put you in a race scenario against AI characters, but
Mhm.
I think whenever it's in that context, it's still better because it's less frustrating than Sonic Rivals was. Sonic
Wow.
Rivals almost felt a little.
Broken.
It felt like there was some probability in whether you could win or not based on what kind of things that the AI opponent did.
Ah.
Uh,
And that just got frustrated. To me, I liked it. I liked the race level of that better,
Mhm.
just because it felt like levels.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like a weird racetrack that you had to memorize and couldn't see very far ahead on.
But
So-
yeah, I mean, I feel like the game has potential. I doubt there's really any time to tweak things at this point, but it wasn't horrible. It just wasn't super fantastic-y lovely.
Yeah. So I'm going to get the full version either way because I already have it pre-ordered and
That's a
because
good reason.
of that.
yep.
If you need me to, I could probably like rent it or something.
I think that not the 3DS version. I think if we got any sort of experience together, it would probably be the Wii U version, which I imagine would actually be much harder to rent.
Really?
I don't know. Do you have
Not many.
places around you that actually have rentals?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Holy crap! You have access to a relic that I have not seen in
There are a lot
years.
of. Well, let me look up on the internet. Now I'm curious.
I was gonna say
When
that
you say a lot, I only see red boxes.
I want to see.
for me, it's red boxes, but he's got at least one I can think of.
Our area has nothing. Like we have nothing. No things or places to rent things.
No,
Let me
we
zoom out.
actually
Is this
there's
just-
I was gonna say there's a small one even in my town, but they don't do video games, but they do videos. It's actually a
There.
small mom and pop practice.
There are not as many of those as I thought there were.
Eh,
I can't
Apparently, they're
imagine
just
that there
local
would
to
be.
my town.
You have the last remaining video store. You are
I
the
mean,
only patron.
Well, no, there's how many of them are there? There are several actually. This list is pretty long.
I think we're kind of
166.
getting off topic though.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, there are
No.
166 stores. They're just not shown on the map.
That's because they don't exist.
No, they're real.
They're all in the same store.
Jax,
That store
they
encompasses
only-
all of them.
They only show up on certain nights at a certain time
When the moon is full,
Exactly.
it is the Where video store.
Oh God.
But at any rate, I have a gift card for this particular video store, which is it's a family video, and it seems like there are a lot more of them than this map suggests. But the point is, I have a gift card, so I can rent stuff.
But my point is, give Sonic Boom a chance. If you are having a hard time giving it a chance, just skip the first episode, go straight to the second.
I thought we were talking about
Give the 3DS Sonic Boom demo a try.
If you don't like it, skip it and go straight to the Wii U one.
In your range of, I won't lie, I had fun. I won't lie, I had some fun with it. It's just that it was kind of an awkward fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed
It's
it
like
to a point. I just couldn't wrap my head around the controls. I was hitting the A button to do things the B button was supposed to do, and the B button to do things the Y button was supposed to do, and it's like, why? I suppose I could probably, in the full version, I would presume change my layout, but I don't know. It was just weird.
You can change it a little bit, actually, even in the demo.
Oh, really? I'm not, because of
they-
Smash Brothers, I wasn't used to being able to do that.
I think they only give you 2 options.
Hmm.
But, yeah. So, and heck, both of these games come out tomorrow.
Oh, what? Wow. It's already that late in November?
yeah.
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 The 11th. Heck, on Thursday is the Mario Kart DLC.
I don't know
and
where
next
this month
Friday
went.
is Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's getting late in the
I won't
month,
even
and
be home for
it's
that. That's a
getting
shame.
late in the podcast. So I think we're gonna split for the night.
Word.
So you can always catch up with the latest episodes of the Spindash over at nevershutup.com. We are a proud member of nevershutup.com, which is also the site I own and run. So yeah. But you can always email us at thespindash@nevershutup.com. Or send a tweet to @thespindash, and we will respond. We will read them on air. We will do various things related to your emails and tweets.
Send us your
Things you
obscure
may
audio
not
Here
files.
he is.
Things you may not want done, so be prepared when you send that in.
But yeah, I think that wraps it up. Are we happy with Sonic Boom?
Which one?
It's...
Any?
I mean, it's better than having my toenails ripped out, I suppose.
You know
Saber, are you happy
what?
with
I
Sonic
enjoy
Boom?
Eggman's pajamas.
That's true. They have
He
a
has
little butt.
trap door in the back.
They
Yeah.
do.
They do. For
I enjoy that.
you know what? For like.
For pooping.
Even though I don't know if they even have a restroom in Tails and Sonic's house.
They don't even have genitalia.
I am convinced that Sonic is just a freeloader in Tails' house in this series because Sonic
Tails'
sleeps on
power
the
of
couch.
He has his power of attorney, I'm telling you.
Oh my god. Yes, that is my final verdict.
So yeah. Until next time, probably sooner rather than later, considering there's a game out soon. I am GX Agina.
I'm Evil Dr. Reef.
I am Saber Pilot.
Until next time, we are up, over, and gone. Peace out.
Bye.
Adios.
Spindash is back, people.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sonic?
so I don't know. Yeah, Freestar. I mean, the whole. Yeah, I think at this point we're just doing IRC respondings, and well, I'm sure I will post this video on the website. I don't know if you guys want to stop recording or not. It's fine. Let's just stop recording,
Stop, yeah. And
and then it'll just be in the YouTube version. So make sure to save your project.
And then I should export it to the drive, right?
Yeah, just go ahead and export it to the Google Drive, and I will get it. And we have
That
backup.
is deficient. Yes.
By the way, I don't know if you were aware of this, but I noticed it pretty quickly that the stream is like 30 or 40 seconds slower than the actual what we're saying.
I know that actually makes sense.
I noticed that too. I mean, there's not a whole lot we can do about that. It's just
I was just bringing it up because Freestar was frequently responding to things that I completely forgot we were talking about.
No, it makes sense because if you remember, we're going through two different systems. First the Google and then the YouTube. So by that logic, it makes sense that there'd be some delay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't care. I just thought it was interesting.
Well, there was for Nintendo the Nintendo thing too when I was recording with them versus.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was about they were a little bit better. They were maybe about 25 or 30 seconds, but it happens.
Yep. So yeah, Freestar part of it is that it is a bit shorter, but at the same time, it's just one of the biggest reasons why we did not have an episode for so long is because having the big hour-and-a-half episodes just became so freaking unfeasible to edit and put up that I just kind of had to dictate, I want to continue to do this. I love doing the Spin Dash. I love having content on the site, and I want to keep having content on the site. But if the content on the site is going to be that long and is going to have that many parts, it's not going to be something that I can maintain anymore. And beyond that, beyond just doing the Spin Dash, I still want to do other projects as well between Horsepower and title and untitled One Piece podcast and untitled Steam game podcast.
Oh, I forgot about that one. I'm excited for that one.
I'm actually excited for that one too, especially since you'll be getting a gift card for Christmas.
That's not why I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it because I like playing games on Steam.
Well, I know that too, but
Indeed, and
We should play Artemis Spaceship Bridge Simulator.
heck, whenever it's your turn to do that, if it's $10 or less, then we will.
I think it's $6.99 or $7.99. I forget.
Oh, that's not bad. I thought it'd be more than that.
I'm sure Sandbox Universe will come up at some point.
Oh, God.
Oh, I forgot about that game. Wow.
I got you that game.
I know. I just forgot about it.
Meh.
But yeah, I think that's going to be a fun series.
I just love ripping Jupiter into the sun. I also love making the sun have the mass of a galaxy and all the planets just go, and that's it. I never do anything productive with the Universe Sandbox at all.
I think I just lost
And
it.
that is why Reef will never be God.
Oh, that reminds me. I did finally finish Space Dandy the other week.
Really? How is it?
You're probably farther ahead than I am. I
haven't seen any of it.
I've missed like all of the second season. I just have not had it. With me working, I just never can stay up that late to watch it.
Well, my DVR was getting full, so I had to watch it, or else it was going to start getting deleted. So.
I mean, I kind of have the same problem. I can't.
Do you not have a DVR GX?
Well, you know I bought that TiVo, but
Does that work?
Unless I can, I guess, hack the firmware or whatever. The
So
problem
you do have to have a subscription for that then.
Well,
Yeah.
the biggest well, that's one problem.
Mhm.
The second problem is my cable provider just switched to boxes. So in order for it to even work with my TV, I would have to get a card to put it in the TiVo itself.
That blows.
It does. So I'm not thrilled about them switching to boxes, but at the same time, I got my TiVo for
$5.
$5 at a Goodwill.
Yeah.
Now, can you use it just as like an external hard drive or something?
I don't know if you can. I doubt you can. Like, unless I am able to hack some firmware into it.
Yeah. Well,
some custom stuff.
at least you picked one that probably has a lot of, jailbreaking to it, because I think TiVo is the most popular brand. So by that extension, you'd think it'd be the most hacked.
Possibly. It's a newer. The problem is, it seems like it's a newer version, so they might have more safeguards in place for that. Like, I didn't even know. I didn't know what I was getting into. All I knew is that it was $5. There was
That's
a
fair.
$5 Ethernet port that I could get, that I was going to get for my computer because my computer's Ethernet port is acting up. And there was a $5 computer case. And right now, the only purchase that has panned out has been the $5 computer case, and the computer is actually pretty nice, so I'm not dissatisfied.
Oh, that's good.
Then I don't know if it would even be worth for me to get a new case because my USBs are kind of shot in the front. So.
Yeah, same here. That's why I'm really pulling to build a new PC at some point. I really would love to do.
I might wait till Windows 10 comes out.
That's probably what's going to be for me, just to see, hey,
Is
do
Windows
people
10
like
gonna
this?
be-
Is this crap?
Is that going to be the next desktop OS?
Yeah.
That's the new Windows. They are skipping 9. They're
Nobody
not.
knows why.
Unfortunately, that actually makes me more dubious because it's all the even numbered Windows that suck.
Well, now then they're probably only doing that because they want the odd numbers Windows ones not to be so bad.
Well, there's only one odd numbers Windows now. I guess technically XP if you want to count that.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, 3. I don't know anything about 3.
The lesson here is let's just all switch to Windows NT.
Are you sure you're not thinking of ME?
No, I'm thinking of NT.
Oh, God.
I think we should
The
switch to
network
Windows ME.
Windows.
No, let's not and say we did. I actually worked with that thing. You do not want that on your computer.
Wait,
Trust
what did you work
me,
with?
I used Windows ME. That's what my parents got with their original gateway.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know people actually had that for real. I thought that was oh yeah, we talk about it, but it's not something the
No,
consumers ever had to deal with.
No,
Boys and girls, the lesson here is Steam OS.
Hey, I'd take it.
Everyone, quickly, back to DOS.
Wait, no. We need to go and petition Gabe. Leave a sacrifice at his altar.
Yes, that's the petition that he'll listen to.
It might be. You never know.
Somebody go get the cow.
Yeah, it's late.
It's 8:30.
I know, it's not even that late, but the time change is screwing with our heads.
Not me.
Hey, I don't have work tomorrow. I'm pleased.
I don't know if I do or not.
Unless your schools are open on Veterans Day.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are.
Oh, well, my work's open, but that's because the stock market's open.
Saber?
Yeah?
Something tells me that none of the children at his schools are veterans.
Yeah, that's true.
I think you may be 100% correct. Oh, dear. Oh, God.
Yeah. But yes, I need a new computer. We all need a new computer. Let's all build new computers whenever Microsoft doesn't release crappy hardware firmware. So we just kind of gave a preview of most of the site shows that will be coming up.
And we gave a preview for Windows 95.
I know. I know. Eventually, I'm going to have together a list of, I guess, qualifications that you need in order to pitch a show. I know Knuckles has been on my case. What if I'm interested in doing something? And I've just kind of had to throw together, at least I need a pilot. If it's going to be like this, I'm going to need a pilot. If it's going to be like this, I'm going to need at least 3 written articles.
Right.
I need it to be like this. It can't be your personal blog. It has to have some sort of theme or through tie or something like that.
Right.
Eventually, I'll come up with something a little bit more firm that I can, I don't know, maybe post on the forums.
I really wish I could come up with something for Gundam, but I can't think of anything that would be worth doing.
Ultimately, I think what Never Shut Update is going to become is just the way that we had everything so structured in that first Lost episode. I think I'm going to toss that right out the door, and it's just going to become the Dumb Conversation podcast.
So it's basically blast processing.
It's basically the first half hour of Giant Bombcast, I guess.
Oh, okay. Well, that's basically blast processing.
More or less, I think it's going to be. And plus, it gives me an excuse. It gives me an excuse to have all the comedy music that doesn't make sense anywhere else.
Okay, yeah, I can get behind that.
Plus, hey, we have an explicit tag now, so.
Oh yes, I do.
That is kind of awesome. I won't lie.
That reminds me, we got to get to work on Oh the Humanity.
We do. That's another thing. Our official or our unofficial our official unofficial Cards Against Humanity expansion packs that are better than Crab's something. I don't know.
Anything is better than that.
Crab's Against Humanity is really bad, and I'm sorry if you are one of the people who makes it, but just stop.
It's not funny. Nobody likes it. You don't like it.
Well, I don't like it.
Well, I'm saying that that you know.
Are you even seen any of the cards from that? I feel like I'm the only one, and I just...
No, I've seen the cards. They're really dumb.
It's so unsubtle.
The only expansion I've ever seen has been that one that the Escapist posted on the Doctor Who themed one. It was like,
that
these
one.
are just
that one wasn't even that good. Yeah.
They're not even. It's like, do these people even know how to write a Cards Against Humanity card?
No, not really.
There's a certain cadence you have to it. There's a certain phrasing that has to make it a certain level of generalness. Just kind of, you have to. There's an art to it.
Yeah.
Like, there's an art making it broad enough or specific enough, depending on what the joke is. There's an art to how many words you use to describe. It's, I don't know.
And that's why I have very few inside joke ones, and I've gotten rid of almost all of them at this point. They've been cycled out of my set because people don't know what they are, and it's not funny because they don't know what they are. So what's the point?
I will tell you, I do probably plan on launching on a I don't know, like a card trash bin set. That it's like these are all the ideas that we've rejected.
Oh,
You
yeah,
can do whatever you want with them, but we don't necessarily recommend them, and we won't make them official cards.
The Cards Against Humanity people actually did that at the very start. They called it the Reject Pack. And basically what they did was is that they said to each of the people who developed the game, they were like, okay, pick 3 cards that we rejected that you really like and you want to have in this Reject Pack. So it'd be kind of like that, basically, except it'd be us, and we'd just be dumping most of the cards that we didn't use.
Yeah, so we will probably have one of those.
Sounds good.
Tough part's going to be putting it all into the card form. Like, that's going to be...
Yeah, I think that once we make a template, though, it won't be that big a deal. And I think that you still have that one from the Integrity Collection.
I probably do, but I think it's just the small square one. Like,
In fact, I might still have that.
I might need to just go get straight up Windows, or like,
Adobe
Microsoft
Acrobat.
Word. No. Oh, God, no. I can't afford that. This site runs on a thread to begin with.
No, I found it. Let's see. This is just Microsoft Word. Does this open?
I don't know. I might just have to upgrade my Word though to Word, whatever the current version of Word is.
13.
Well, that's what I have.
I'm sure.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, I got that from my work for
Yeah, like $10.
Yeah, I got it from my work for $10 for 2 keys for it. So
I mean, this looks like it's about right. They're all 2 inches, which is the width of the ones in the PDF from their website. So really, this works just fine, I would think.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure with all the discs we have lying around the house, I can probably drum up a copy of the more modern version of Word.
You used the wrong
terrible
font.
Menus.
I
know I used the wrong font.
It's got to be Helvetica.
I know it has to be Helvetica. I made that mistake early on. I won't make that mistake with the officially released stuff.
But yeah, if you use that, or I mean, if I do it, or whichever one of us does the final thing, which I mean, I can do it. I've basically done that with because they never released PDFs on Board Game Geek of expansion 4 or 5 for some reason. Whoever was doing that just isn't. So I've made those in Word. So I mean,
I may ask you to do that, but at the same time, I also have to make up the graphics for it.
Well, I mean, I can just import that, but whatever ends up happening, my point is that what was my point? Crap.
Your point is Sonic Boom. Sonic Boom.
Sonic Boom.
Hanging on the edge of tomorrow.
Oh, I was going to say, right. My point was that it's very easy to do in Word, and I don't think we'll have a problem exporting that to PDF because I know that you can do that with at least Word 13. I'm probably sure you can do it with
the new ones you can. That's why I was saying I might have to get a slightly more up-to-date version of Word because with the old ones, I got a plugin, but the problem is my plugin basically treats it as
a printer.
Like print. Yeah,
yeah,
like
I have that same plugin.
Printer.
Is it PDF 997?
No, I use PD Fill.
It's probably the same thing.
And I like PD Fill because it just has all these tools that if you need to cut out a couple pages of any PDF,
yeah,
or reorder them or.
But I mean, even
like
if I do it or whatever, if you do it, I could always just export it as a PDF, or if I do it, then I can just do it. It seems like it'd be really simple. I think the hard part's just going to be deciding what goes in what set.
That's
most likely. It's just. Yeah, that's still what we've got to get on. Let's actually do that this week.
I mean, I'm fine with
and
that.
And not just have you ask me. And
I started making
me say, sure.
a file, and it's in that folder, and it's so by proxy it should have shared with you. Although I'm not sure if that works that way. But I put it in the Cards Against Humanity folder in our Google Drive. But I started categorizing some of the cards. Now, I don't know if these are going to be final categories or if we're going to try to pare down some of these categories because right now I have like a lot. So
I think it's probably going to be. I think it's going to be summed up to the same thing we did whenever we worked on title organization, where we have broad ideas of there should be this many of this, there should be this many of this, and it'll still be loose. Like we don't have to say, well, this has too much innuendo, or like. We need exactly 3 innuendo cards in this set. It'll be like, does this card feel like it goes here with this other sets of cards? Would this be better with here? This seems like there's too many
of this and that. I think it's going to be a lot easier than we think it's going to be because there's so many cards and there's so many good
I
ones.
think you're overthinking it.
Yeah.
I want at least some sort of organizational structure so we don't overfill, so that what we release actually does come off as a little bit professional.
But
No,
I think it'll be pretty strong in the end. I don't think we're going to have much trouble sorting that out. I mean, as far as the categories go, I think that even if we have a number of different categories, which I may narrow it down after I've done all of them, but I don't know. I feel like that it's a start, and it doesn't have to be perfect because it's just Cards Against Humanity. It just has, as long as it's really good. It doesn't have to be like, completely obsessively, compulsively ordered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is something I almost started to do, and then I was like, wait a minute, this is just Cards Against Humanity. It doesn't have to be, there doesn't have to be 50 categories, and, each one of them is slightly different. It's like, no, these are all the ones that are about people getting killed. These are all the ones that are about, things that are semi-happy, Don't overthink it. Cards Against Humanity.
The formalization of the Microsoft purchase of Minecraft and Mojang has completed today.
Duh.
And thus, the world has ended.
Everyone's always upset about that, and I don't think it's going to be that big a deal.
No,
I
don't
think it's going to be good because they'll have people who actually update stuff.
Well, there's that, but also, I mean, Microsoft isn't going to spend $2 billion on something and then completely run it into the ground.
Yeah, I think you're right.
How much did they spend on Skype?
It wasn't $2 billion.
Okay.
No.
But, I mean, everyone's like, Microsoft, blah, blah, blah. I think it's going to be okay because they know that the only reason people like Minecraft is because of the things you can do in Minecraft. It's not, basically just kind of Legos and stuff. There's a whole factor of things that you can do in Minecraft that people like. So I don't think it's going to be as bad as everyone wants it to be.
Ads. There will be a new kind of block, the ad block.
Oh, God.
I doubt it because you actually have to pay for Minecraft, so I don't think there will be ads.
Well, you actually have to pay for 360s and Xbox Ones.
Yeah, but I don't care about those two things.
Thank you, Freestar. Minecraft 10 confirmed.
That's awesome.
He's going to laugh at that in 30 seconds.
I think we're starting to wrap things up. It's fun. I like having the after party recorded for posterity's sake.
Yeah, and I like the fact that we can interact with people on a better method of thing.
And more immediate.
I'm hoping once we actually start getting a solid schedule which I mean we're totally going to get a solid schedule once horsepower starts back up. Like horsepower number 550.
555.
Like 56, 57, something like that. I think that's at least going to build some traffic because
oh well, yeah, that's true.
People read those pony comics.
Yeah, and then maybe people will read my stuff. And then they'll be like, "Why am I here?"
That would be good. Honestly, if people came and they didn't go to the Spindash, but they did go to the quote site, like I would be happy with that because I think the quote site is fantastic.
Oh well, thanks.
I'm glad you think so.
Me too.
Anytime you put the thing is, I never subscribe to the quote site whenever you are doing it on the other WordPress.
Right.
But I love having it on the site. And Stabber, I love having your thing because I just reading what you write is just you had such a really good discussion about Gamergate.
Really?
Yeah,
that's not me at all.
No, I'm switching gears here because
you were tired of talking about the quote site.
I will say, Reef, if you are able to get like a good solid plan together on soap bubbles, I would totally support you with that.
Yeah, I just have to get because my friend he works so sporadically. It's hard to tell when he's going to be off. Like I know he's off Wednesday, but I didn't know that until this morning. So I don't think I'm free Wednesday because I have to work. So it's just kind of a sporadic schedule. That's kind of why we haven't done anything yet.
And I will say the rebirth of Never Shut Update, like I said, it's probably going to be general discussion. Mm-hmm. But I can tell you right away, the first couple, whenever we're not talking about what just went up on the site, totally gonna be me bringing animation to the table, animated cartoons and
Animated cartoons.
animated
Phil,
cartoons, as opposed to all those live action parts.
Yeah.
I was gonna say just wait until I'll bring the manga to the table.
Now I'm really looking. Sorry. I'm really looking forward to just the general discussion format because I did enjoy the blast processing, and I feel like that we got a lot of our listeners into just listening to us be idiots.
I did. I too am sorry. I was reading what Freestar wrote.
Free Stars talking in the chat about things that I've never played. We should do a radio improv.
But yeah, we're talking because Saber and I and Freestar listened to the recent Radio Free Nintendo all day live cast, and
Yeah.
I don't know what did you think of it, Saber? Because I know whenever I tried to introduce you to Radio Free Nintendo before, you thought it was it was just kind of too dry for you.
It was dry, but when they actually were in their element, it was good. But after a certain point, like, I don't know what it is, but it just, if you're not discussing anything with passion, if you're just going back to things that have no bearing, I don't know.
The problem is I love Nintendo World Report, and I enjoy all the podcasts that they have, but there's a world of difference between the podcast that has Johnny Metz and James Jones and John Lindemann and Guillaume Veillette versus the Famicast versus the news, not the newscast, that's going way back, but Connectivity. But whenever they had their main crew, I mean, I love James Jones. He's one of my favorite people to listen to. He's just, to keep this from being explicit, like he is a major hole of some sort. But I love him for it because he owns it and he's hilarious with it. And I certainly don't agree with him all the time for the same reasons that I don't always agree with Yahtzee, but I always feel like the way he's presenting it isn't it isn't disrespectful without knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Like what he's saying still has value, and you have to say, yeah, you are kind of right about that. Even if I don't know.
Yeah.
I like the interplay between that main group of hosts versus some of the other.
And I like that, but some of the other ones they are really dry, and because of that, it takes me. If you're reading something like you're reading it off a script, I'm probably not going to be interested. And some of them kind of go that way.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It depends on. It's all personality. It's all personality. Wait a minute.
Climbing up the table. I'm so fat.
Did you make it up the table all the way?
No, I didn't make it.
Well, what if you sit off the table and just keep shoving those donuts into your face? I think that would make it all better.
Yeah. I don't have any more donuts, so I ate them all.
I like how I'm saying that to the skinniest possible person.
I know.
I think it's funny that the skinniest possible person is saying he's too fat.
And I am the largest.
No, you have the most largesse. There's a difference.
All I know is that the doctor says that I gotta cut all the sugars out or the government gonna take my leg.
What?
Oh, wow.
I don't know. This has now become the Gamersgate podcast.
No.
No.
No, I will throw things and they will hurt.
Them women's gonna tell the government to take our games away.
And our legs.
Let's protect our games from women and the government.
And our legs.
Saber.
I'm not going to say anything.
Saber, why do
Yes.
you and all women want to corrupt our reviewers?
Because it's funny.
Because obviously being a woman makes me a corruption. Yes. Obviously. Dear
Haven't
sweet
you ever
Lord,
read
did
the
none of you play
Bible?
Metroid?
Haven't you ever read the Bible?
I have. Most people have not.
So
Most
many
Christians
people
There's
have not.
And there's the snake, and the woman says, "Hey,
Let there
dude,
be snakes.
you should eat this apple. It's totally awesome." And then he does, and then God says, "Oh no, you shouldn't done that, son." and then he kicks him out of the Applebee's.
That's exactly how it happened. Yes.
Just like in the
Okay.
NASCAR commercial.
Which one?
The one where God kicked Adam and Eve out of the Applebee's.
Oh, okay. I thought we were talking about the one with Jensen Button.
No.
Oh my word.
It's 9 o'clock. I'm sure that you guys have some format of, I don't know, stuff that you probably got to do, and I probably have something I should do. That thing might be playing Kirby, but I don't know.
That's something we all have to do.
I got 3 freaking games today, and I'm going to get 2 more freaking games tomorrow, and then I'm going to get another one next week.
I was gonna say
I
you're not
got,
even including. Yeah.
I got Kirby Triple Deluxe, which I'm actually really liking. I don't have a good relationship with the older Kirby games. I like them enough, but I just don't like them very much. I should say I don't know. I'm disappointed by them. And then I also got the last of the Layton games, so that series is more or less officially over. And I got Project Cross Zone, which is a drug trip. It is like DBZ level crazy action, only with Capcom and Sega and some other Konami, I think, or something.
I just have so many video games. I need to stop having so many video games.
I need more.
I should start a small fire.
Yeah. Yeah. That's okay. Smash will be out, and then you'll forget about having more
Any
than
other
one
Everything.
video game.
I was going to say.
I am so freaking excited for Smash. I need to decide what amiibo I'm going to get, because I officially have 10 Toys R Us dollars, which I decided. I looked at the Legos, I looked at the ponies, I decided, you know what? I'm going to use that money to get my single amiibo, and I just got to figure out what it's going to be. It will be Mario!
It's me! I know who it should be.
That commercial. Oh,
It's
God.
not going to be Pikachu, it's not going to be Kirby.
I was going to say Kirby.
I know you were going to say Kirby or Pikachu.
I wasn't going to say Pikachu because I'm the only one who likes Pikachu, so.
Yes, Freestar, you and I listen to the same Radio Free Nintendo podcast. We've all heard the same things about it.
Yes.
I am fine with that. I barely finish my games as it is. I can live with that. I'm just in it to see dumb things happen and be crazy and see everything explode on the screen at the same time while, I don't know, Mega Man X is blasting someone and then
In the
Ryu
jugular.
and Ken jump in and punch a bunch of things, and then I don't know who else. The people from Dot Hack come in and
What?
do whatever. I think Dot Hack
I
is
have
Namco.
no idea.
I think.
I don't know about that. I'm going to look into that real quick.
Remember, Namco and Bandai are the same company now.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Let me see here. Published through Bandai. Okay, yeah.
So that's probably why. Sadly, no Klonoa. Sadly, no classic Mega Man. But Ulala's in it.
Klonoa was fun. The Wii one.
Oh, Klonoa's awesome.
Klonoe.
It was cute. No.
So, let's see. What's in the original set of launch? Google.com. What do you search for? Launch Amiibo. Amiibo by Nintendo. Nintendo.com/amiibo. Your favorite Nintendo characters come to life.
I'm just going to look it up on Wikipedia.
There's... Okay.
Oh, you should get Wii Fit Trainer.
So here, I would love to get Wii Fit Trainer. The problem is, I'm almost tempted to... Like, at this point, I just finished Classic Mode with Captain Falcon.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Falcon in this game is a lot better character than I originally gave him credit for.
Well, he's also in the second wave, so...
He is. I'm very tempted to get him. I have a feeling I'm probably going to get Samus.
Good.
I might
I'm
get...
going to get most of them, because I want little statuettes, and then I guess they do things when you touch them. I don't know.
Probably. To me, I think how many I get is going to be determined by like how big they are and how the actual final quality is. Because I know some people are complaining that the final quality is not 100% reflective of the original version of whatever. But
well, yeah, I heard that they buffed up the statue for Link because I guess it was breaking.
Yeah, I just want to be able to see what it is and then make my decision from there. Villager, I think, is sold out on Amazon, or at least it was the last time I checked.
That's adorable.
I kind of feel like I gotta get Samus, though.
Well, good.
Samus, maybe Peach. Maybe Peach. I'd like to get Wii Fit Trainer at some point. I kind of feel like I have to get Link just for the sake of how functional he's going to be. Like, he's going to work with everything or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to decide at some point, which I will.
You can decide with a hammer.
Yes. But the weird thing is, check out the website, because one of the samples that they show is not an actual production amiibo.
Oh. The internet. Why is my computer melting? Bloop, 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 bloop.
Wait, what is this that Freestar just posted?
I don't know, something about being eaten by a shark.
I thought it was about Hedonism Bot.
Are we talking about the Link one, or who are we talking about?
I don't know. Let's see.
Nintendo
Nintendo and Loot Crate team up for Amiibo subscription service.
So which one's not the production one?
The one on the website that's just the one with Mario that they're showing putting on.
Yeah! That's weird.
That might just be the concept one from, like, way back when.
That must be, yeah.
I don't know. Would you get a subscription to Amiibo?
I don't know. It depends on how much it is. Plus, with the Amazon hits and stuff, I can get them for free probably.
I kind of feel like if
Christmas.
I don't get as many like I just can't bring myself to do all the surveys and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But if they gave me like a discount, if I could get like maybe one a month for, I don't know, $10 or something, I would totally get an Amiibo once a month for $10. Like I don't care what they send me. Send me,
as long as they're not repeats.
I don't know. Just send me whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Send me my Mr. Game & Watch Amiibo.
That's the one that's made out of cardstock.
Really cool.
Yeah, I really freaking want a Pac-Man Amiibo, like of that version of Pac-Man.
I can't believe that Paper Mario is not in Smash Brothers.
They have a stage.
I feel like they could make him a really cool character, though.
I guess for me, it's kind of like you remember way back when we were talking about who could they eliminate from the original roster, and we kind of summarized you really can't eliminate anyone from the original roster.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of, for me, it's become, you know what? I want them to merge Mario and Yoshi. I want those two to become one character.
I don't know about that.
No, because, I mean, Mario rides on Yoshi to begin with. I just kind of... Or, I don't know, maybe give Yoshi a baby Mario or something, because, I don't know, I'm kind of tired of Yoshi. I don't think Yoshi is a particularly interesting character.
I'm not tired of Yoshi, I just never played as him, so...
I
don't think they can get rid of Yoshi in good conscience, though.
I don't think they could, but I just wish they would give him something else. Like, I don't think he's interesting to play as.
Instead of throwing eggs, they could throw baby Marios.
Every time he gets hit,
No.
Baby Mario bubbles, and then everyone has to listen to that, and it damages them for every second that he's out.
Right, right.
I don't know. I don't know. Have you gotten Yoshi's his special attack, like his Super Smash Ball attack thing?
Oh, his final smash?
Yeah, his final smash. I'm
I
sorry.
don't think so. What is it?
In the
I
game
know what it was.
previously, it was like
The dragon thing.
yeah, he grew the wings and became the Super Dragon. I was wondering if that was still it, because I know
I heard they changed it. I don't remember what it is though.
because they changed a couple of them. I think Lucario becomes Mega Lucario now,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know. I'm trying to think what else. Who else did they change?
I know they changed the Luigi's into having the poltergust.
Yeah, Luigi's is useful now.
I am so disappointed.
Peaches is not.
Peach has never been useful.
No, not
I
especially.
was sad they took Luigi's Final Smash. I like Luigi's Final Smash.
I like Luigi's better in this one. To me, this one you can actually use it. I mean, it was a dumb, funny dance,
I
but it just
know.
wasn't practical.
I mean, hey, you know what? It doesn't need to be practical. It's a drug trip. How many drug trips have you had that are practical?
All of them.
Well, okay then. I guess you're the wrong person to ask that question.
He is the exception that proves the rule.
Okay, I could live with that.
Freestar says he still turns into a dragon.
Well, that's disappointing.
You know who surprises me?
Little Mac.
Well, Little Mac, I had a feeling I would probably like, and he's crazy. Like there are some it's kind of like, hey, there's some stages where he's going to be the best character ever,
Yeah.
and there's some stages where he is going to be, crap, why did I pick him? He is freaking useless. And he can't fight Master Hand worth crap.
Nope.
Not in the slightest.
Oh man, especially when he turns into the sword.
But actually, what surprised me is not Palutena's base attacks, but once you start unlocking her customs, her customs are like all over the place. Like they're completely different stuff.
Well, that's good because I kind of hate most of her B attacks.
Yeah, play with her a bit to unlock some of her stuff. I think that once you experiment with her, you'll find something that you will find satisfying. Same thing with Mega Man. Mega Man's alternate attacks are all other robot master powers.
Well, that's good because I didn't like any of his attacks either.
Oh.
I liked. Hey, I definitely liked the Saw Blade attack.
I could never get it to be as useful as I was expecting it to be.
It's more useful. I find it more useful than stuff like Fox's laser or Mario's fireball or stuff like that. Like, to me, that's an attack where I'm actually at least going to hit someone and it's going to do at least some damage.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just not going to be a meteor attack or a smash attack or have any launching power.
Right.
But yeah, I think we probably should start winding things down.
Perhaps.
So, hey, I'm going to post this on the website. If you like the extended after talk, before talk, please let us know in the comments. I hate to be that person to say, tell us in the comments, but, you know, it is kind of what it is. We don't know. This is brand new for us, and I'm curious. And I like Hangouts. I like Hangouts. It's somewhat easier to manage than Skype.
Yeah, well, I mean,
God, yes.
Yeah. And it's more fun, too, because you might be able to, I don't know. Can you transmit on Skype into YouTube?
Not that I know of. You would probably have to have extra software on top of that.
I just want to find good reasons to hate on Skype tonight, so.
Okay. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.